Are you nervous?
Not really, because I don't know. I don't see anybody else.
Okay, good. All right, I'm Dr. Aldine Zeno. I'm a urogynecologist, but this person knows me as Aaliyah or Deanie. And she can only do that because she's my mom. With Mother's Day coming up, I'm honored to be here today with my own mother. And she has graciously agreed to talk to me and with everyone about her experience going through menopause. So thank you, Mom, Ms. Felina Brown.
You're welcome. This is my daughter, beautiful daughter. Making a mistake. I just want to make sure, because when you were little, we were in a store and you were looking, where's my mom? I was on the other shelf and you wondered a little bit. And when you find me, somebody said, oh, that's your mom? And I thought, huh. That's why I want to make sure, oh, that's my daughter.
Yeah, no, we get that a lot because when I've taken you to a lot of doctor's appointments, having been diagnosed with breast cancer a couple years ago. So we walk in the room and people are like, how are you related? Being biracial, I think a lot of people don't look at me and assume, unless they look a little closer, right? But anyways, we're here to talk about menopause. I know that it's something I talk to my patients about a lot, obviously being a urogynecologist and being specialized in menopause care, but it's not something I've talked to you about very much. Is this something you talked to your mom about?
Yeah, you're lucky because I could speak about it, but my mother never said anything about menopause. I don't know if my mother thought it was hot flash or it's just part of being tired. She's a farmer, so I didn't know about hot flashes until I myself was 40. That's my first time to hear it here in America. But it's more open here, I guess.
Definitely, yeah. And I think even though you spend most of your time in the Philippines, now being here, you're coming at what's called the menopause gold rush. So a lot of people are just more aware and open, like you said. They recently removed the black box warning on a lot of estrogen therapies.
Ooh, whatever that
in the pharmacy. Well, that means, so before, when people picked up their estrogen, whether it was patches, pills, estrogen creams are used for like local vaginal therapy, it came with this warning that said estrogen can cause cancer, stroke, heart attack. And there's actually a lot of nuance to that, which I'll get into a little bit. But for the most part, we know that most formulations that people are getting from their pharmacies have been well studied, that they're overall safe and effective when used correctly and in the correct patients.
I guess so. I've heard someone say she had a blood clot because of estrogen.
Yeah, and that unfortunately can definitely happen. We see it happen to people on birth control. We've seen it happen to people off of estrogen when they have certain risk factors like orthopedic surgery or prolonged travel. So there's definitely a lot of factors that go into that. Someone who's a smoker, for example, shouldn't be on estrogen therapy for that reason. So there's some genetic factors and then other factors like if they're on the wrong dose or if they're just predisposed to it, kind of thing. For the most part, especially when people do what we call transdermal formulation, so where they're taking it in a way that it's absorbed through the skin and it bypasses the metabolism through the liver. When people take it that way, the risk factors related to blood clots are much lower. Actually haven't been shown in studies for people to develop blood clots when taking it that way. And also when people use low-dose vaginal estrogen, no reports of blood clots associated with that either. And we typically use that for vaginal dryness and painful intercourse, frequent urinary tract infections in people around menopause or after menopause. So yeah, there's a lot of things that have changed that we're learning to know about hormone therapy, and people are also being more vocal about it. So this is a great time actually for us to have this conversation.
Well, yeah, if it helps others and they choose it, good for them. I want none of those.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't. And the good thing about this, having these conversations, and for clinicians like myself, is that a lot of physicians are becoming more aware of how to manage people through this experience, mostly because it has a huge quality of life impact and, you know, real impacts on our health. And so hormone therapy is not the only solution. There are other options, like other medications for hot flashes. We now have 2 FDA-approved medications for hot flashes. Oh. There's medications for low libido. So actually one just that was only approved for premenopausal women, was recently approved for menopausal women as well. So again, a lot of things have changed in the last few years around hormone therapy. And we're also going to appreciate the non-medication type things too. Things like lifestyle changes, overall healthy weightlifting, good sleep, all these things make a big difference in, helping someone have a better experience. What's so funny?
That makes me think of that Dr. Santos said about she had a patient 100 years old, got married. Well, maybe maybe she did any of those. I don't know, but that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, when I talk to my patient, you guys had that conversation around, and we'll talk about this a little more later in the interview, but just about your experience with pelvic organ prolapse. Some of the surgery options for that include something where we basically narrow and shorten the vaginal canal in a way that people can't be sexually active, or what we say have penetrative intercourse. So for someone that wants to keep that option open, then that surgery obviously doesn't make sense. And so for some people, they react like you. They're like, why would I even think about that? Like, I'm older, I'm widowed, I'm whatever. Like, that's just not on their radar. But I have other patients too that are older, and they're like, no, I'm still active, I'm still out there, I'm married or whatever. So everybody's experience is different, and I never assume.
Whatever works, but I feel I like natural things for me. None of those.
Yeah.
Anything natural is for me. For those who are seeking options, that's good. Many options.
That's right.